Hey everyone, welcome to Taste This TV. I'm Chef Joe Ciminera. You know, today we're going to be talking about a few things today. Vegetarian. Now, there's a couple of things you need to know about this, right? There's differences. This is not vegan, this is vegetarian. A lot of difference, but we're going to talk a little bit about that. And of course, if looks could kill. These are some of the best taglines that you'll receive from a company called vegetarian.com, who produces this incredible apparel like I'm wearing now. And let me tell you something, not only is it really cool with their slogans that they do, but they're actually comfortable. But talking about what vegetarian is, veganism and stuff like that, I thought I would take you on a little journey to what I'm going to have for lunch. Today is going to be my vegetarian, or in my case, a vegan lunch. So come with me. So what is a vegan lifestyle? Well, the vegans kind of set themselves up with no, or I should say, eating no animal byproducts whatsoever. That usually includes any kind of animal protein, that includes cheese, etc. They leave that totally out of their diet. The vegetarians are not that strict. You know, they will eat dairy foods derived from animals and stuff like that. But the reality is that the vegans are a big fan of a plant diet, so to speak. And you know, there's nothing wrong with a plant diet. In fact, I do encourage a plant diet, but I also do like to eat meat every now and again as well. So what I'm going to do is head over and eat a little bit of a vegan style lunch, which is what I like to do generally. If I can, I'll always push a plant-based diet, but that's not saying that, you know, I don't love a good steak. But the question is now, do you know where your meat is coming from? So that's the biggest thing, right? The whole vegan society says, well, all animals are slaughtered and butchered and it's a terrible thing, and they are right to a degree, but if you actually know where your beef is coming from, there could be a better opportunity to know about grass-fed beef and slaughterhouses that actually do the right thing as far as the animal's concerned, right? So why don't you come with me? Let's talk about some lunch, and of course I'm wearing this incredible shirt today. It's called Let Us, let's see if you can see that, Let Us Eat Plants. Now, but if you do stop yourself and look at your diet and say to yourself, maybe I'm not eating the most healthy stuff every day, or maybe you have acid reflux, IBS, or you just don't feel right, you're lethargic, you probably want to go to a plant-based diet, because I can tell you from my personal experience that the plant-based diet is the way to go, but I like my meat every now and again. So why don't you come walk with me? All right, so now we're here. We're going to get started on what I call today a vegan lunch. And part of the reason why I like to eat so healthy during the week is because it usually means at dinner time somewhere, or some event that I'm going to get invited to during the week. It's going to be from a chef that I know somewhere who's definitely going to be using a lot of butter. They're going to be cooking incredible foods that are going to get to my stomach. And of course, they're going to be rolling out with like decadent ganache chocolate desserts that I just can't control myself. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what I'm going to do. I'm just going to create a real simple vegetarian plate. That's it. You know, it's just a few things that you might see, docker it up a little bit, and there you go. You're eating healthy. So here we go. All right, this is my asparagus. Now what I'm doing with this asparagus here is I'm just sauteing it, because I don't like to eat like raw asparagus. I like it cooked just a little bit. And as you can see, I'm just putting a little salt and pepper on here. Just mix this around. You know, just to the point where I know it's gotten a little cooked. I'm not looking for like a major type of a cook time on this, but I don't want to bite into something that's not raw, you know. Next thing, we got some avocados. Got some ripe avocados. Avocados are a great thing to do. Avocados are very healthy for you. They're the good kind of fat that you want. And then we also got our cucumber, our organic cucumber, which is seedless. And we got some fresh peas. I like to only use fresh peas raw, uncooked, and I use them just like a snack. Bean hummus, like some lentil bean hummus. Really nice. So what this is basically is you just take a bunch of lentil beans, your mirepoix, right? Your carrots, celery, onions. You saute them in a little bit of grapeseed oil. Use salute Sante. Yeah, see, we're looking good. I don't want to take it any more than that. This is good. See how they almost turn into a bright green color? And that's exactly what I'm looking for here. Right? Nice ripe avocado we're looking for. You know, by rule of thumb, when you're searching for an avocado, you just, the navel area here, you push in. If you feel a nice push, bounce back, not too much, you're good to go. We open them up, and we are golden, beautiful. What I usually do is I take this knife. Take some cucumber. Take a little bit of black pepper. Gotta have black pepper, especially on that avocado. A little bit of salt. I'm using Himalayan salt right here, which is always a winner. Right here's the asparagus. The flavor. I mean, this isn't a raw show, right? We're not doing raw cuisine. That'd be a whole another fish to fry. Those people really got to be talented for what they do and know the nutrition behind just going on a raw diet. It could be very dangerous. Good. It's still got that snap, which is what we want. I just feel so much more healthier with this shirt on. Let us eat plants, right? I'll tell you the story how I got hooked up with this company. My cousin went and got me he's a stone cold vegetarian. Like, you can't get him to budge for nothing, right? Which is fine. So he goes and sends me this shirt because he knows I kind of like to eat healthy some days, and then I put my junk food cape on. But he sends me this shirt, and I'm like, wow, that's a pretty comfortable shirt. So looking into it, like the story behind the people, behind the company. I mean, they're really good at what they do, and they're really passionate about what they do too. In fact, you could, if you have something that you're wearing, hopefully it's their gear, but if you have something like a dish or something you want to share, find them on Twitter. It's @vegetarian. Go check them out, post the stuff, let them know you're there, you care, and all that stuff. Now we got this avocado. This is what you call a nice ripe avocado. By itself, doesn't attract me, but with a little bit of salt and pepper, we're gonna win it. This is our lentil beans. Lentil beans could have been like brown lentils. You could have had split pea. You could have had garbanzo bean. Make yourself some chickpeas, hummus, anything. Not too much, right? You don't want to upset your stomach, but just enough to balance this whole meal out here. Well, the real winner is taking a seedless cucumber. If you haven't been going to the store and eating seedless cucumbers, you're at a huge disadvantage, because going through those seeds are nothing but a pain in the neck. Go buy yourself a cucumber. Make sure it's organic. All your vegetables should be organic, folks. And don't listen to, oh, it costs a lot of money to eat organic. It's a fraction more expensive, but what you're going to save on the back end, not going to doctors and everything else, that's where it's worth it. And it's not that expensive. You just got to know to find the right place to do it. Like half of the stuff that you go into these foods, I'm not going to mention these supermarkets, right? They claim everything's organic, but you go in there and half the stuff's conventional. You look through this stuff, and you just got to go find a place that has reasonable, like, oh, these bananas here are organic, right? 29 cents each organic banana, or 19 cents conventional. So just remember, you want to go vegan, you want to go vegetarian, that's fine. Just make sure you're getting all the right balances of the minerals, the vitamins, and everything else. You want to be able to research this stuff before you wake up one day and say, I'm going to be a vegetarian, I'm going to be a vegan. You have to do your research and make sure you get the balance of protein, the amino acids. This stuff is really important to dig, you know? I'll tell you guys, before we leave, I just got to tell you, I got to show you this incredible focaccia, that bread that I made. You would have been so proud of me. It's actually gluten-free. I was able to make it rise. It was tough. I put double the amount of yeast, and then I put vegan cheese on top of it. I couldn't find any good vegan cheese, so I just decided to make my own. That is a whole nother show. I'll show you how to make some incredible vegan mozzarella that you won't be able to taste the difference. So what I basically did was I made a vegetarian or vegan feta. and then I combine that. I sprinkled that over the top. And the vegan feta is just a lot of salt, basically, in so many other formats, right? So sprinkle a little bit of the feta, and then my mozzarella concoction I bake in the oven. It looks like this. I just thought I'd show you that. I was real proud of the focaccia. I actually got it to rise. Very difficult with the gluten-free breads, you know, to get that kind of rise on them. At least it was difficult for me. It took a few times. But yeah, on another show I'll show you how to make that. We didn't even get into like fish. You know, like it is, you gotta really know where your fish is coming from today. I'm like more scared to eat fish from the ocean, especially after what happened with Japan and that whole reactor going down and everything else, than I am of beef. It really is crazy. You know, like if you go to these beaches in like Mexico or Hawaii, they'll give you the radiation count right on the beach. Yeah, they monitor that, the radiation that came in. So you don't think your fish was picking up some of that radiation? It will be for the next 20, 30 years. So now we're off to New York City to get some more great food. Just waiting for the train here that almost seems like it takes forever. You know, when does a train ever come on time? Waiting and waiting, part of life. With not the most incredible vegan choices. As you can see, a lot of carts in New York City serving up some quick food that people want to eat but really don't know what it's doing to their bodies. A lot of saturated fats, carbs, a lot of sugar, all this processed food, and that's what it is, processed. So we're going to dive right in and see what we have here with this pret. Now, we talk about vegan food, we're talking about Pret a Manger located on Broadway, which is my hangout. And I got here, there, it looks like avocado, hummus, quinoa, wrap. It's all vegan, and that's where you're going to find really good vegan stuff in New York City. If you're looking to eat vegan, this is definitely the spot. All right, let's see what we got in here. Looks like a nice wrap, like a lavash wrap or something like that. Got some avocado, a little aioli, a little corn salsa. Looks really good. Some spinach in there. Totally vegan, non-dairy. It's not gluten-free, which is definitely not my specialty here. I love gluten-free products, but let's see how this baby tastes. Right amount of avocado here, which is important. I taste a lot of cilantro in there, which gives it a nice kick, balanced. All the vegetables in here are cold and crispy, which is how they should be. Again, another look before it goes down the hatch. Now in New York City, where do you go to find really good, like, vegan desserts? You know, something to please the palate, nice and sweet. Well, I can tell you that unless you go to one of these vegan restaurants to sit down, it's going to be a daunting task to go and find vegan-free desserts. But here's Pret. And Pret has got this incredible dessert here. It's a mixture of non-dairy, it's basically coconut yogurt. My guess is that they're putting flax seeds in here and granola. They don't list it on the label. And of course they got some walnuts, which taste like they're raw, which is another good thing. They're not roasted, they're not salted, they haven't been dipped in canola oil or anything like that. Let's see how this tastes. Yeah, I mean, there's all different kinds of granola and everything else. See that? Not bad. There's a little consistency problem here. I had this here last week, and it was a little sweeter than it is now. Check it out. When you want great vegan food, you can go to any of the locations at Pret a Manger in New York City. There's plenty of them. If you take a trip to the UK, you'll really taste some crazy combinations of food. They do it right, they do it safe. I always feel like over here, it's clean food. I'm heading back over to the kitchen. So that's going to tie up this segment of the vegetarian. I'm going to call it a discussion because it really wasn't a cooking show, but you did kind of see what I eat for lunch. But, you know, also, we got to owe a little time to my good friends here at Vegetarian. So remember what I said, check out their apparel. And I wanted to show you some other their apparel too, which is kind of really cool. Not milk. I hope I'm not the only one that gets a kick out of this stuff. This is a t-shirt to show off the muscles in the beach time that I know everybody's looking forward to. This one is vegan AF. Alright, last one I got. I'm sorry for what I said when I was undercarbed. This shirt's like, I can't read it. Alright, so there you go. So check them out. Incredible product. Thank you for joining me on this fun-filled episode of Taste This TV, where if you're battling acid reflux, diabetes, or anything, and you want to try to fix your body without the harsh chemicals in the pharmaceutical world, I'm not saying that I'm a doctor, I'm going to cure your illness, but I am saying that if you pay attention to your body, and remember what Socrates told us, where he said, you're a fool if you're not your own doctor. So always going on a plant-based diet can get your system, your digestive tract back in order. Stay away from the dairy, stay away from the gluten, and have yourself a great life. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe to the channel here on Taste This TV. There are no rules in cooking.